Today is the 30th of July 2025, and this is Dr. Wayne Haid. Well, Gary Griffith has responded to my voice note on my analysis and revelations with respect to Building 13 in the maximum security prison in Arouca. But rather than refuting the issues I've raised or addressing the concerns, he sought to attempt to insult me in various ways. Firstly, he attempted to insult my good African looks by saying that I do voice notes because I have a face for radio and not video. As if implying that since I don't look like him, and millions of Africans like myself don't look like him, then our faces are more for radio than for television, in an oddly racist kind of twist of trying to talk about people's features and how they look. And I like how I look, and many people too as well. Then he tried to trash my 25 years of good police service because I retired as a corporal. In the old days, when it was very difficult to get promoted in the service, which I, as president of the Social and Welfare Association, helped to change and bring in a new system that allowed lots of people, all the people out there now got promoted under that system that I helped to change. But he said I didn't achieve anything. Not even the fact that I retired as a corporal, which is a good thing, and I retired from the United Nations at the Director 1 level, which is a remarkable achievement for anyone who knows how the international organization works. But Gary is attempting to trash me about that. And this is coming from a man who is an ex-soldier, ex-minister, ex-commissioner, ex-political party leader, all jobs which he never completed because he either left early or was not renewed. He was made to leave early. That is the reality. Then he even trotted out an all incomplete 2017-18 assessment for Commissioner of Police to show that he beat me in part of the assessment. Nothing is wrong with that. Of course he beat me in the final assessment because I was applying from outside after 25 years away from the country, whereas he was there as a former minister and that everyone knows and was able to influence people. You know how it is with people who are familiar with each other, and to get the nod over me and others. That is fine. That is normal. That is not a special gift that was given to him by God. But what is important is that I am not going to engage as Dr. Wayne Haid in a tit-for-tat insult match with Gary Griffith because he says I haven't achieved anything. Well, let me say this. I am Wayne Haid, BA, LLB, LEC, MSc, MCL, DBA, attorney at law, and a lot of other accolades that are too numerous to mention. But my alter ego, the Watchman, will gladly engage in a tit-for-tat insult with Mr. Griffith if that's what he wants. I am sure the Watchman will be happy to posterize him in infinity. But let's get to what the issues are. Mr. Griffith does not like to answer questions when asked, and important questions. I have 20 questions for him. And I'm telling it in the public so that he can address them if he wishes to. Today I'll only give him 5 and simple questions. But for him, there'll be a high degree of difficulty, I am sure. Firstly, why did he resign his command in the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force? And did it have anything to do with his time spent working in the home of a former prime minister? Because he resigned, so he cannot be called captain, because you must retire with the rank. So that is out the window. Let him answer that question, because it will be an interesting discussion. Number 2, is it true that as Commissioner of Police, he had an electronic signature that was used for approving firearm licenses and the lot? And how was that legal, if it is so? What was the process used to put in that electronic signature? And most importantly, did he ever deny that any of those signatures and other signatures were his when the investigation was ongoing into the firearm debacle that Stanley John described as a well-oiled, criminal enterprise? Thirdly, how many actual firearms and how much ammunition did he approve during his stint as Commissioner of Police? Was it approximately 25,000? And is it true that he granted single firearms to ordinary people, but approved an arsenal of weapons and ammunition, including long-barrel carbine rifles, to certain elites in the society? Let him answer. So how many people he approved for 25 and 30 firearms? How many people in the Police Service Commission got carbine rifles? We know the minister got one that he returned, but how many more are out there? And let him answer the question. Don't just say, I approved 8,000 applications, because 8,000 applications at 1 or 2 wouldn't come up to more than 25,000. So let him answer if that is true and how much he gave. Number 4, how does he know that in Building 13 no messages went out or sent out in 4 months? How does he know that, since messages can be sent out in different ways, including by word of mouth? So he was in the body and mind of every person who was in that compound to know what messages were sent. And as we know, lots of messages were sent out by various means, because, as I explained, they destroyed the surveillance equipment. And he's not addressing that. So let him answer that question. And finally, a question that is close to his ego. He loves saying that he got a survey which showed that he had a 82 or to 89% approval rating. Let him, as when he was commissioner, let him show us and give us the name. What is the name of the group or person who did that survey? What is their background and their ability and authority to conduct such surveys? What was the survey sample size? What was the type of persons who were interviewed and by what methodology? Because it's important. The academic part, Dr. Wayne here will ask those questions, not somebody doing some radio survey or telephone survey and without proper methodology. And then we will know what people are saying and what were the questions being asked. That's an important part of any survey. Because yes, I used to be involved as a foot soldier in surveys when I was a student at the University of the West Indies. So, this is my response to Gary Griffith. No insults, just questions. If you want to push that button about being an insult comic, the Watchman tell me that he's ready for you. But Dr. Wayne Head have academic questions that you must or should answer. Thank you very much, folks.